Hey guys, welcome to Coffee Talk, where I take an interesting topic and give it to you in the time it takes to drink a cup of coffee. So grab you a cup of coffee, make sure that it's hot, and add a dash of cream and a little vanilla. And if coffee's not what you do, then perhaps an herbal tea is more for you. Make sure that it is steeped to perfection and add some honey to make it sweet. And if you don't do coffee or tea, perhaps a nice fruity smoothie is more what you do. And let's get into today's hot topic, which is the cost of waiting. Why some women spend years waiting for a man to marry them and what it teaches us. Example, Chrissy Lampkins. So now let's sit back and drink this hot coffee. We all know at least one woman who sat around for years waiting on the man she loved, even if she is a fiance all those years, the forever fiance, but never a wife, and they never get married. And then, if they do break up, he marries the next woman. We all know at least one woman like this. But why do women do this to themselves? Let's take this as a teachable moment in the case of Chrissy Lampkin of Love and Hip Hop fame and her ex-boyfriend, Jim Jones. Jim Jones and Chrissy met in the early 2000s and have been engaged, so to speak, since around 2011. That, of course, was instigated by Chrissy herself because she asked him to marry her. And things have been off and on throughout the years, but fans and speculators are wondering if the two are still together based on a recent Instagram post that she put up indicating that he would never find someone like her and that she will have him replace tomorrow. So the question is, what took her this long to finally walk away and realize that this man is never going to marry her because she's now 53 years old? In many cultures and societies, ours included, marriage has historically been viewed as a significant milestone, specifically for women. And it seemed like this was the milestone that Chrissy was waiting for. And she waited and waited through her 40s and now into her 50s. And finally, she's feeling that she's had enough. Women who are in these quote unquote relationships hoping for a proposal or marriage feel like they're trapped in a cycle of uncertainty, which is probably why she proposed to him thinking that that would move things forward. But that was in 2011. This is 2024. When is enough enough? We know about the societal pressures to marry, but she seemed to be pretty happy living with him for quite some time without the bounds of an engagement ring. It took her, I guess, seeing those around her get the ring that made her feel pressure that she needed to get married. I'm not sure why she stayed engaged to this man for over 10 years. A forever fiance doesn't sound like someone who's getting married. Oprah is another example of that. She and Stedman were engaged forever, and then they finally said they weren't getting married. They finally said it. Although Chrissy appeared to be very secure and confident, one of the main reasons that women stay in these types of relationships is a fear of loneliness and being insecure. A woman may wait for years for a man to marry them because they're afraid of being by themselves and they're insecure in whether they can actually get someone else, because at that point they're afraid that they may be single indefinitely. And this insecurity plays a significant role in staying stuck in these types of relationships. Many women spend years waiting for marriage due to the emotional investment they have put into relationships. Now, as we can see, Chrissy put a huge emotional investment into being with Jim Jones. She was engaged to him from 2011 up until present, because we don't know if the engagement is over. We don't know if they're really broken up or not. And that's over 10 years right there. And then they were together prior to that. That's a huge emotional investment. And when people invest their time and energy and emotions into a partnership, they become attached to the idea of seeing it through to marriage. And I think this is where she was, unfortunately, stuck on stupid. And this phenomenon is often driven by what psychologists call the sunk cost fallacy. And that's the idea that because so much has already been invested into a relationship, it's worth staying in. That's what I'm talking about. Stuck on stupid. Even though it may not be in the best interest, the mindset leads women to overlook signs that their partner is not interested in a commitment, or that the relationship may not be as healthy or fulfilling as they desire. Additionally, the feeling of being put on hold can stifle personal growth. Women who are waiting for a partner's commitment may put off important decisions such as pursuing further education, changing careers, or moving to a new city. And this waiting period often leads to feelings of stagnation in their life, as centered around the hope of the external event, marriage, that is outside of their control. This pattern of waiting teaches us several important lessons about relationships, self worth, and societal expectations. First of all, it is important to have self worth. That is the most significant lesson and importance of self worth and integrity. Women who recognize their intrinsic value are less likely to remain in situations where their needs are not being met, or where they are left waiting for years without a commitment. Communication is key. Open and honest communication is essential in any relationship. Women and men should feel empowered to express their expectations, hopes, and timelines for the future. It helps to prevent misunderstandings and ensures that both partners are on the same page. Because it's crazy to sit around for years waiting for something that may never come because you did not communicate your needs and your timelines correctly. It is important to redefine success beyond marriage. Society's narrow definition of success often equates with marriage and family and needs to be broadened. Women, like men, are multifaceted individuals with diverse aspirations. Personal fulfillments can come from a variety of sources, including career achievements, personal growth, travel, hobbies, and meaningful relationships that may not involve marriage. The idea that marriage is the ultimate goal diminishes the value of other life experiences and achievements. Waiting for a partner to be ready for marriage shifts control over a woman's future to someone else. Instead of waiting for external validation or a proposal, women should feel empowered to take control over their own desires. This might mean walking away from a relationship that isn't progressing, or it might mean finding fulfillment in personal pursuits while maintaining a relationship. The key is realizing that life should not be put on hold in anticipation for someone else's actions. It's crucial to challenge the traditional gender roles that place the burden of decision making on men. In modern relationships, women should feel free to discuss marriage or even propose if that aligns with their values and desires. The notion that women must wait passively while men decide the future of the relationship is outdated and disempowering. By rejecting these norms, couples can create their own equitable and balanced partnership. The experience of women waiting for years for a man to marry them reveals the deep societal pressures and gender norms that still shape relationships today. However, it also provides valuable lessons about self worth, communication, and the importance of taking control over one's life. By challenging the traditional expectations surrounding marriage, women can pursue fulfilling relationships that align with their goals, values, rather than waiting passively for a proposal that may never come. Well, you guys, I am getting ready to go get myself another cup of coffee because that was a lot that I just gave y'all. But I hope that you will go ahead and leave me a comment down in the comment section and let me know what you think about women who sit around waiting for a man to propose or to marry them for years. I would love to hear your comments on that. I will also leave some of my resources for this video in the details of the video. Right now, I'm getting ready to pour that cup of coffee and start coming up with the next coffee talk for you guys. In the meantime, in between time, if you have not already gone and subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel now. I mean, what are you waiting for? Because that's the only way that you're going to be notified of my next video, which is sure to be just as interesting. Also, follow me on all my other social media. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram as DC The Purple Diva, and you can find me on my other YouTube channel, The Purple Diva Den, where I do spoken word. I'll see you guys later. Peace and blessings from the West Side. I'm out, you guys. Bye. Peace.